Hey everybody, it's Jesse, and I hope you all had a good weekend. Today we're gonna keep working on our server .js file. So last week at least at the end of last week, we got our file uploads working, and we also got the emails working with SendGrid. So the next step is to send data to our project management system, which is Rike, through their API. So they have, if you want to check out what I'm going to be looking at on my other screen, Rike has documentation. So it's developers.rike.com. So I'm going to paste that in the live chat, just in case anybody's interested in checking it out. Hey, Sebastian's back in the live chat. Good to have you back. How you been? Alright, and just to show, if you see something like this is the documentation that I'm going from. So Rike has a REST API. I've already set up all this stuff. So we have the API key in the .m file. So you all, of course, won't have the API key, but so this obviously is not going to work for you if you try to run this. But that's what I'll be working with. I'm not sure if there's a free plan on Rike or not. Yeah, I really don't know. So I'm not sure if you'd be able to sign up for a free account to test it out. Alright, cool. So last week Sebastian was working a concert and said 12 hours a day standing in the sun. So yeah, cool. Now you can hang out inside and watch computer screen. Back to normal, huh? Hey, how's it going, everybody? Oh, cool. Oshan's back too. Awesome. Alright, so this is going to be a short stream today because I have a meeting at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So that is in less than an hour. So I was kind of hoping that I wouldn't have the meeting. I have kind of a standing meeting every Monday at 3 p.m., but it often gets canceled or postponed and things. So I was hoping that would happen today, but it didn't. So probably we're going to do maybe like one Pomodoro cycle of coding and then some question answer stuff, and then I'll be done. So this will be way shorter than normal, but with more within the range that I always kind of shoot for, which is less than an hour. I never seem to accomplish that. So I'm not going to go over any of the code that's changed to the pull requests. So I think we had 4 pull requests over the weekend, all from Kevin. So thank you so much, Kevin. You can check out, if you go to the repo and you go under pull requests, look at the close requests and the last 4. So it'll be, I think the last one was number 30. So just look at the last 4 and you can check it out. So you'll see the only thing that I'm going to point out, because it may be helpful, is we have an example file now for our .env. So obviously the normal .env file is not going to be saved because that's where all the API keys are. So we don't want to share those. So this is here just to let you know what should be in that file. Just give you some examples. And I'll have to add to this because I've added a few things in which obviously Kevin couldn't see because it was in my env file. So that might be useful just so you kind of see how it should be set up. This is actually much more orderly than mine. Okay, and I actually have my end file open on my other screen to make sure that I don't accidentally look at it and then have to go change all my keys. But we'll be working today mainly just in server.js. Yeah, I don't think we have to do anything in the service request.js file, so I'm going to move this over a bit, make this bigger. I'm even going to hide that since we won't need it. So let me show you what I've been working on. Really haven't done much this morning. I caught up on checking out the pull requests, merging them, emails. It's kind of a sluggish morning. I still feel a bit sluggish. I'm not sure. I hope I'm not getting sick or anything. I just haven't been able to shake off just sleepiness from this morning. But so here's what I've done. I've made, well, in my .m file, I've put, I think, all the things that I'll need to get the Rike API working. So the URL that I need to hit, the API key, and then some IDs for people that we have in the system. So I want, the way the Rike API works is anything that I do through the API is registered to my account. So it'll show up, like, I'll be the owner of any projects that get created or tasks, but I want our project manager to actually have access to that and be able to do whatever she wants with it. So I need her ID, and I need to put that in. So you'll see when I go to send this first request to test it out, you won't be able to see her ID, but because it's as an environment variable, but you'll see where I need to have that ID in there. So for the first step, we're just going to try to send something. I'm not even going to try to pull in the real data. I'm just going to send something just to make sure that it's working. And then after that, we can try to send real data from the form, and we can also send the files. So that'll be tricky. I'm not sure if we'll have enough time to get to that because we have to wait for a return from the API. And that'll give us the ID of the project, and then we'll use that to attach the files to it. Okay. Wow, Sebastian says he's trying to sync his fork with the repo, but when I commit, it keeps failing tests. Managed to bypass the test and push, but still. Okay, is anybody else having issues like that? If you are, let me know. I'll, yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe send me a screenshot of if there's any messages when you fail the test or anything, and maybe I'll have to talk to Kevin about it as well, because he's been setting up the test, and I've been trying to learn as much as I can from what he's doing, but he'd probably know better than I would since he set the tests up. Okay, Patrick says it's the timeouts. Okay, good to know. Well, maybe then. Okay, maybe I'll have to check those out then. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, let me get some code. Let me do at least one Pomodoro cycle, and then I'll go back to the chat, and then I'll answer all the questions and everything. Okay, so let me reset. All right, so all I'm doing now is I'm going to send a post request to the API. So I just need to put in everything necessary for that request to go through. So let me see. Okay, so on my other screen, I have the current request that I'm sending from the live version of this with Ajax, and I'm not going to put it on my screen because it has the keys and everything in it, just in plain text. So I'm actually going to have to type it out because I don't want to copy over the keys. So let's see, for the body, I guess I don't really need to put anything right now. Actually, maybe I will. I might have to do this in a particular way. Okay, so let's try. So a lot of this stuff, if you're watching and you're kind of not familiar with doing things like this, a lot of this is not going to be necessary every time you make an API call to somewhere. It's just this particular API requires things to be in this format. So just don't want to mislead anybody to think you have to have all of this to do a post. Okay, so this is where this description is. This is where our form data is going to actually go. Which, for now, we're just going to test it with just a string. Oops. Okay, now this is where we're going to need to put the ID, and it needs to be, it's a weird format, so it needs to be an array. Actually, let's see how we're going to do this. I think I'm going to use a template literal. Yeah, I had trouble with this when I was trying to get this to work before. So this is going to look really weird, but this is what ended up working for me. So hopefully we can maybe clean it up a bit, but for now, just I realize that this is going to be weird. Actually, maybe I think I might be able to get rid of those first ones. Okay. Okay, when I say process.env, that's going to let me access whatever variables I have saved in that .env file. So always, it has to be process.env, and then after that, it's whatever name I wanted to give it. So I don't remember what name I gave this, so I need to check. What was it? Right, share ID. Okay, so this is going to be the ID, the user ID of the person that I want to share this project with. And then we also have project, and we're going to create the project with, let's see, So almost done with this. This is probably going to be like the most tedious, boring part of this. I'm almost done. Okay, I think I'm done. I think that's all I need for now. At least in this part. Okay, everything else is going to make a little bit more sense, but this was, like I said, very unique to the Rike API. So anyway, one of these things in a very specific way. So this is what ended up working. So hopefully I copied that over correctly. I need to add headers. So let's see, we have the URL, method, body. Yeah, I need headers, and then our API key is going to go into the headers. So let's see, we need a bearer. Authorization. And if you're not sure what's going on with these dollar signs, I'm not using jQuery. This is template literal syntax. So when I use these little backticks, it's a string, just like if I was using, quotation marks. But then within the string, I can do dollar sign, curly bracket, and then I can put JavaScript within there. Okay, so instead of adding a lot of plus signs and concatenating everything, we can do it like that. And for this one, I'm going to need my last, oops, forgot this. I'm sure you all saw that. I'm not even going to look at the live chat right now because I'm sure it's full of people saying that I forgot it. Okay, and here's where our API key goes. Okay, let me do one last check to make sure I got everything. I think that's it. I think that's all that this is all I was sending in the other version of this. So, and it's working there. Alright, so let's save that, and for now it has everything. I don't really have to pass anything in here. So let's just have it run when we submit something. So let's see. So we'll do it down here below where we're doing emails. So let's do, I don't remember what I named this. Send to Rike. And I guess I'm not going to pass any. Yeah, I don't really need any data in there right now. Let's see. So let's see what happens. And I think I have everything on my other screen right now. Let me find it. I'm not sure where. There it is. I have a lot of stuff. Okay. Let me just refresh to clear some of this. I don't really need anything in here, so let's submit, and I'm gonna check. I have the project management system open on my other screen, and I'm not going to be able to show it because I'm pretty sure that my bosses would not want me showing all of our projects and the comments on all of our projects on the screen. So I'm just going to verify on the other screen that this sent. And let's see. What would... No, I gotta see. What would I name this? It would have came out as... Okay, test. So it could probably... Alright, so I don't think it worked. Occasionally it does take a minute for this to show up, so I'll check one more time. Okay, yeah, so I don't think it worked. Yeah, Patrick, I know I'm hitting 9,000, and the problem was just if you remember, I have that CORS error on 3,000, and I never fixed that. I checked into the plugin that someone, I can't remember who it was, but someone had recommended a plugin for Chrome to get rid of the CORS error stuff. I checked it out, and it looked like for some people it worked great, and for other people it messed things up. Like YouTube wouldn't work for them, or just all kind of different services wouldn't work for them. And since I'm running YouTube to do the stream while I'm doing this, I didn't want to add the plugin. So what I think I'm going to do maybe is if I need to test it, I'll just test it on 9,000, or I guess I could do 3,000 on Firefox since it works there. But I shouldn't need, I mean, as soon as we have this working, I shouldn't really need to test it out anymore, so it really won't be a big deal. I can just run everything off of 3,000, but for now it just seemed like just easier just to do it, for the few times that we'll need to test it. I mean, probably only be working with this another day or two, and then we'll just move on to styling everything and adding in the proper content. Okay, so let me see if I have anything in the console when I try to do this. No, I'm not. Okay, let me see. All right, let's see what response we're getting. Okay, I forgot to mention I do have the Instagram stream going as well, and if you are watching right now on Instagram and you want to see the code, check out the freeCodeCamp YouTube channel, and then you can see what's going on my screen. Alright, I'm just copying over some of what's in the documentation for node fetch. Okay. Let's give it a shot. Okay. So, let me bring this over so y'all can see what I'm seeing here. So, I didn't realize that. I kept looking over to check the console to see what was happening. So, our parameter title is required, and it's an invalid parameter. So let's check it out. So we have title, and it's telling me test is invalid. Alright, let's see what I'm currently sending. Currently, I'm just sending a string that's an email address as the title. Okay. Actually, let me check. Did I bring over the documentation? I think I pulled it back to the other screen. Let's see. Okay, in the documentation, it does say that it needs a title, but the title can be a string, and that's what we're sending right now. That's the response we're getting. Create folder, that's what I want. Okay, it's still a string. So this is an example formatted poorly of what I actually need to send. Okay. Title. Yeah, they're even using test as the title. So, what am I doing wrong? I'm doing something wrong. Oh, cool. Patrick says Rike is free for up to 5 users. So if anyone really wanted to try out Rike and get an API key, I guess you could. I'm not sure if the API is available for the free version or not. Hopefully it is. All right, so I'm really not sure what the problem is. Let me bring. All right, I'm gonna show you all what the settings are that I'm currently sending. All right, yeah. I'm gonna need to clean it up a bit. Meaning, take out all the stuff that the API keys, and then I'll show you all. Okay. Okay, let me show you. Alright, so here's using Ajax. These are my settings that are working. Anywhere that you see that it's blank, that's where was something that's now an environment variable. So just assume that I did have the right thing in there. So this is the area right here where we're having trouble. And this variable for email was just a string with someone's email address in it. So you can see I've attempted to replicate everything. Well, pretty much everything. I left out a few things. Just wanted to see if it worked without it. Yeah, but see, basically what I'm wondering about is if I'm simply missing something between the difference between using Ajax to send this and using fetch to send this. If I'm missing something or formatting it wrong. Although based on the error, it does seem like, let's show this error again as well. It seems like it's hitting the API because we're getting this description back of title is required, and it's invalid. So anyway, I'm basically just not really sure what to do from here. So I'm going to give you all just a minute to check that out. Let's see if you have any ideas. Now that this is happening, I remember, it's all coming back to me now. I remember working with this API before and having a lot of trial and error of trying to get this to work. The biggest difference that I see, and I'm not really sure why it would make a difference, maybe it wouldn't at all, is I'm using double quotes everywhere over here and single quotes here. And the only reason I even thought of that is I know, at least in JSON, you have to use double quotes. Is it possible that that's my issue? Okay, so Wolf says maybe you need to escape the quotes on title. Yeah, that's true. Let me see. Well, I'm not. Or send something is like this. Yeah, so the fetch, try making those easy to read objects in JSON Stringify. Okay, so Patrick says try making those easy to read objects and then JSON Stringify them.
No, I got 3. They're all in here. Thank you.
All right, so Patrick, are you saying this part should then be an object that's stringified, and then I just pass it in, obviously in the same spot. Or just this part then. Yeah, I think you're talking about just this part. Okay. All right, cool. Thank you. Alright, so let's make body. Okay, so temporarily we're going to do this.
I'm gonna put two more like that in the conference room. Okay. And then I'll have her sign off on it. Thank you. All right, guys, have a good one. That okay? Oh, yeah. You all right? Yeah. Take care, guys. Have a good one.
Okay. Okay, Gavin says that it's recommended to stringify the body. So, okay, so let's try that. I'm sure you'll let me know if I did this wrong, but we'll give it a try. And actually, this will probably be our last try, whether or not it works, because my timer has definitely gone up a few minutes ago. And I want to make sure that I get to your questions, at least as many as I can, before my meeting. Same thing. Alright, let's see. Alright, now I said that was going to be it. I'm not going to try anything else. Oh, okay, Patrick says now get rid of the template literals. May need to remove the quotes. Okay. Let me see, what time is it? Yeah, let me answer some questions, and I'll work on this more later on. Gavin asked, is the API expecting the title to be an email? No, I don't think so. I think it could be, well, based on the documentation. So we had it up on the screen. What did I do with it? So based on the documentation, it's just a string. So it just can't be empty, but we just need a string. So I mean, according to that, I mean that would work. So I mean, these are the parameters that we need. And we have, so basically we just need title, really. All this other stuff we don't even need yet, just to test it. Actions and folder. Yeah. Alright, well, I'll have to try either later on today or tomorrow morning. I'll try out just all kind of different stuff and see what works. That's what I had to do the last time. Don't have quotes on the params. Okay, let me MFC. I'm gonna copy your the link that you posted in there, and I'm gonna check that out after my meeting. Probably not after. I'll probably have to leave right after my meeting, so I'll have to work on this tomorrow morning. Oh, okay. Remove the quotes from. Let me try this one thing. Then. Actually, this might be the problem, and this will fix the problem. Maybe it makes sense. I probably don't have to refresh this, but I'm just like, why not? I was doing it before to clear out the fields, but now I'm not even using them. Do we really send something? I want to make sure that this is actually running. Okay, it is. Yeah, and we're still not. Shoot. Yeah. Alright, one more. We'll try double quotes. Let's just see. It's possible. It's possible they're looking for double quotes. Yeah, parameter title is required. Well, parameter. Yeah, maybe I kind of think now that it's something like maybe I'm not. Yeah, I'll check it out. And the problem, at least I've seen with the Rec API, the only thing I don't like about it is it doesn't seem that there's that many people using it, because I can't find a lot. At least when I worked with it before, I couldn't find a lot like on Stack Overflow about it. So I'll try to look it up tomorrow morning and see if somebody has had similar issues, but I'm not really hopeful that I'll find something. So I don't know what it is, if it's just not a popular system or people just don't use the API. I'm not sure. But I'm going to check out the links, and I'm going to try out I know there are other suggestions and things in the live chat, so I'm going to check all that out. And let me go through now and just see what questions. If you have any questions for me, put them in the live chat now. Probably can only take about 10 minutes of questions today. Yeah, okay. Well, I just saw Wolf. That's exactly what I was thinking. Wolf says it sounds like it's not receiving the data section at all. That was my last thought. Uh, after we tried the double quotes, I thought maybe it's just not getting this because it. Yeah, so it's possible. I don't know. That's what I'm going to check into. Is it getting this at all? And if not, why not? Okay, so I'm going to scroll back up, see if I missed any questions. And this feels so rushed since I've been doing like 2-hour long shows lately. But this is actually longer than I originally was doing half-hour streams. Now thinking about it, I'm like, how did I get anything done in a half an hour? But when I started, sometimes there was maybe like nobody watching or just one person, so the question answer sessions were a lot shorter. Hamid says demo deployment on Heroku might help a newcomer like me. Yeah, actually, could I deploy this? Yeah, maybe I could try to deploy this. I think you can create React App stuff on GitHub Pages. That would probably be the easiest. Yeah, I'll have to think about that. Oh, also, I didn't fire up the ngrok server today, and that was actually on purpose. So I was thinking, and correct me if I'm wrong, if I ran this on ngrok and someone tried to use the file uploader, they could potentially upload files to my local machine, correct? So if that's correct, and especially since we don't have any type of security set up to like check the file types or anything, then I'm probably not going to run ngrok while we're working on this. And then once we get it working, I'll just disable it and then run ngrok and work on the rest of the site. Sean says, keep the videos, please. I'm catching up. Awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely keep doing the videos, and they'll be available on freeCodeCamp's channel. Okay, Sebastian, I saw that you just now that you shared a link to the photo. I'm guessing of the errors that you're getting. So I'll check that out and try to get it all. I'll try to get that working with the tests. So it's too bad. I think it doesn't seem like Kevin is watching today. So I was hoping to be able to ask him about it. Peter says, thank you so much for what you're doing. You're welcome. Thanks for watching. Okay, going through almost to the bottom. There's actually not very many questions. Okay, Gavin, I see your comment now about using curl just to check to see that the API works. So the API is working. So I have it running basically this, but in the form of I'm using Ajax instead of fetch. So I have that running on the live version of this site, and it works. So I know the API works. We get submissions on it every day, so that's definitely working. Matthew asked, what is he doing exactly? Patrick had a good answer. Basically, I'm trying to integrate with the project management API. Yeah, that is what I'm trying to do. The project management system is called Rike. Okay, Evan says you could try double quotes on the param names maybe, because I had that in the settings on the right. Yeah, actually, that I did have that in the settings. So, um, yeah, I'll have to try that next. Okay. So Wolf says, what if it has to be something like this? And let me show you. I'm going to copy and paste this over. So Wolf's saying, what about something like that? So body and then data, JSON Stringify test body. Yeah, maybe I want to see how, if this was in a field. Actually, maybe that'll work. Yeah, I'll have to try that. Eatery33 says, love the stream and all that FCC Free Code Camp does. Are we able to create our own streams slash videos about Free Code Camp as well? You can certainly do it on your own channel. If you wanted to be able to stream on Free Code Camp's channel or do videos, then I would get in touch with Quincy. So Quincy is at Free Code Camp on Twitter. He runs that Twitter. Or I'm sure you can get on the Free Code Camp website, there's a page where you can get contact info for all the different people that are in charge of various things. I'm in charge of nothing except my own stream, so I can't give any permission to anyone to do videos. But you can certainly ask about it and see if that's a possibility. Okay, Gavin says, I think I'll try to follow along with you using my company's project management, Jira. I have to start from day one, though. Yeah, that's cool. I'd love to hear how that goes. So keep me up to date on how everything's going for you, Gavin. Um, yeah, there's a lot to catch up on once we get into a project. I always notice that the view count, so day one of a project always has like by far the most views, and like every day after that it seems like it drops a little bit. Occasionally, depending on what I'm working on, I guess it will fluctuate, but the the farther I get in, like less and less people make it that far to catch up with everything. So like I think day one for this project has like over 12,000 views now, and then the last one we did on Friday has maybe like 1,200 views. So it's I guess try to get through. I know who is it. I don't know if Bill's still in here, but Bill's will watch sometimes on like 4 times speed. You're able to watch it on, which is crazy. I wonder how I sound on 4 times speed. Oh, okay. Patrick says JSON Stringify is handling making valid JSON with double quotes. So it shouldn't matter what I'm doing with the quotes because it should be formatted correctly. Oh, okay. Cool. Good idea, Gavin. Let me just write this in here now so I don't forget. Uh, Actually, I won't have time. I got to go to my meeting in like 2 minutes. So I'm going to paste that right here so that I don't forget. And I'll leave this up on my screen when I leave today. So when I log in, when I come to work tomorrow and I never really turn off my computer, but when I log in and this shows up, then I will remember and I will try it out. All right, let's see. Okay, Wolf says the 2 hour length on the video is somewhat intimidating. This is the first one I'm watching. Oh, well, cool. Welcome. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I know the length is intimidating. I don't know. At various times, I try to get it short to be shorter, but it seems like we'll be working on something, and I just want to get it done, so we'll keep going. Or even if I get something, the coding portion done, relatively, kind of on time, then I'll have a lot of questions. So if I really wanted, I'm not really that worried about it. If I wanted to be more disciplined, I guess I would just cut it off at a certain time, and even if I didn't get to all the questions, and I may have to do that. If there's enough people watching and asking questions, at some point I'll just have to cut it off because I wouldn't be able to answer. It'd be hours and hours. So we'll see. I think I definitely want to start getting it back down towards the 1 hour and not go over 2 hours anymore. So, anyway, but I'll take that in consideration because I've gotten similar comments about the length is it's just really long. Okay. Let's see. Hey, Kevin's here. How's it going? Okay, Wolf says, I think it's excellent that they are that long. Just think it has something to do with your view counts. Yeah, you're right. All right, so I have 2 minutes until my meeting starts, so I definitely have to go. If you do have any questions, just send them to me on Twitter, put them in the comments of the video. I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching today and for helping me out. Sorry we couldn't actually get anything accomplished, but hopefully I can get it all sorted out tomorrow morning and then show you how I got it to work for tomorrow's video. I think 2 o'clock tomorrow will work. So I will see you then. Have a great day.